It's our honor to welcome Professor Zvi Schiller. He's the president of Israel Robotics Association. Let's welcome Professor Schiller.
I will talk about the innovation that we are actually experiencing in the robotics industry in Israel and the supportive environment that we are creating in order to sustain this progress in difficult times. So what we see here is actually robotics in the 90s were focusing, that was the first revolution, I call it 1.0. That was focusing on industrial robotics. Around the 2000, robots became focused, or we focused on personal robots, meaning robots either that come to the home, Roomba is just one example, and robots that cooperate with humans. So that was the main thing in the 2000. I call this Robotics 2.0, which focuses on personal robots. And now we come to the 2020s, and this is another revolution I call 3.0, and this is focusing on smart robotics. Now, at that point, we have some other problems that are actually coming together to create basically a turmoil, and the entire world is in turmoil in general. And this was partly because of the COVID-19 pandemic that fell on us suddenly, geopolitical instabilities in Eastern Europe, a global economic crisis because of the rise of interest rates, and basically that created sudden drop in investment that made life of startups and new ventures very difficult. And also all that actually created also a labor shortage and low cooperation worldwide. And every country had to become self-sufficient. And if you want to be self-sufficient and make everything by yourself, including creating food, you need robots to actually do that. That created what I call a technological disruption, and this was the result of the convergence of three main processes. COVID-19 pandemic, definitely. Technological maturity, because without that you cannot go much further. And the technological maturity, you just have to watch what was happening to Boston Dynamics, how far they reached in the last 5 years, and you can understand that what we could not do just 5 years ago, suddenly we can do it with relatively ease. And go to the exhibition, and you will see how complicated, how sophisticated the current robots are. And of course, this was all added by artificial general intelligence, and all these three, when they came together, that actually created what I call a big bang, and that created an unprecedented potential for growth. So we are in a time that actually we haven't experienced it in the last 50 years, and this is something new that we have to be able to cope with, take advantage of. And definitely the potential for growth is remarkable. And just recently, in March 2024, the CEO of NVIDIA gave a very interesting keynote speech, and he mentioned there that everything that can move will eventually move robotically. He said it 2024, I said it in this conference about 5 years ago. So we were both right. And basically, I also noticed that the robotics field was as a technology push for a long time, meaning you had to convince people to use robots. It turned into a technology pool, meaning the community or the world is seeking robotic solutions to the daily problems. And I do predict that robotics eventually will become a commodity, meaning you need a solution at home, you just go to the nearest store and you will buy a robotic device that will help you in different aspects of your daily lives. That's what I call robotic commodity. And let's look at what's happening in the robotics field in Israel. What you see here is 20 companies or products of 20 Israeli companies, and you can be impressed by the variety, by the diversity of these products, and some of them are unique in their own field, and most of them are leading their own fields. And if you think that actually Israel is only 9 million people, this, I think, is quite remarkable. Very remarkable. The leading sectors that we are actually focusing on are logistics, medical, agri-tech, In agriculture, we were actually very good before the robotics era. HRI, which is a human-robot interface. This is a small device that actually assists elderly people sitting alone at home. Construction, food tech, that's something that is very quickly growing in Israel. Smart transportation, this is just an example of a LiDAR created by an Israeli company. And robots in the home, this is the robot Temi that is quite popular worldwide. Now, we do have our first Israeli humanoid, and this is very new. It's a very young company. And this is Menti Robotics, founded by Amnon Shashua, the founder of Mobileye. And it's very unique in that it has a natural gait. It is communicating with its operator. It is navigating freely in a 3D environment. It's able also to push and apply forces and grab objects.
Hello, my name is MentiBot. How can I help you?
Hey Menti, please get the shopping cart and come with me.
I got your instructions. I'm going to take the cart.
This is all real time. It's not pre-programmed.
Thank you, Menti.
You are welcome.
If we look at the high-tech sector, actually we're in a crossroad like everybody else around the world. And the high-tech sector has been actually the engine of growth in Israel in the past 30 years, to the point that actually we became the 5th largest innovation hub worldwide measured by investments. So being 5th in all these respectable hubs, that's a very great achievement. Now, as we all are aware of, there's a global economic slowdown since 2022, and that's something that has to be addressed. It was also exaggerated by some local circumstances, so we have a great challenge to overcome that. And in Israel, when we have a challenge, we see this sometimes as an opportunity, and we actually address it head on, and that's what we have been doing. And so far, the response as measured by the number of applications and the number of funds granted is very promising. Too early to see what will happen because it takes another few years to actually see the result of that, but so far, so good in terms of the response to these initiatives. And I will invite all of you to join the ride. This is really a great opportunity to do it with a country that has done it before and wants to do it again. And we know how to actually push things in a way that things will happen. And I will call you, let's do it together.